Good afternoon, and this is the setup video for episode 2 of the spring campaign, entitled CGA Freighter. In this mission, the players will have to rescue a small freighter, which is an independent ship. You get to build the GM gets to build the independent ship with 30 SP worth of points, although it doesn't have to equal 30 SP. The one I'm actually running here as a playtest is 29 points. I would suggest, for thematic reasons, using a Maquis Raider, a Ferengi Shuttle, or a Ferengi Marauder. However, if there are other independent ships that you wish to run, like maybe a Dauntless, because who on earth ever runs a Dauntless? Go ahead and run that instead. The CGA Freighter will be essentially a cargo ship carrying weapons. The opponents in this mission are Romulans. However, you do not need to crew them with Romulans if you don't want to, but faction penalties will apply. I would suggest making the enemies be the same SP value as the player's total SP value. For example, my playtest ship here is 36 points, and the Romulans I'm running are 37. Now you will require one Romulan ship of hull 4 or greater, and one Romulan ship of hull 3 or less, and you can then fill out the rest of the ranks with any other types of Romulan ships you want. But you need one large and one small, essentially. So in this, I am running a generic D'Deridex and Jarok Scout Vessel. So now on to the setup rules. So you want to put the freighter in the middle of the board. The protagonist ships can be set up within range 1 of any edge, and the Romulan attacking ships must be set up within range 3 of the freighter, and that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of how to run this mission, the Romulans will be trying to destroy both the protagonists and the freighter. How often they attack the protagonists is up to you. However, a minimum of 2 Romulan ships must attack the freighter every other turn. They can attack it more often than that, but that is the minimum. And that's only if they have a legal shot, but you must try to get a legal shot on them, if possible. The freighter is controlled by the GM, and the freighter is not allowed to attack. But that is pretty much the only restriction on the freighter. The freighter can do pretty much whatever else it wants. I built this freighter in this example to be very defensive. I'll just run you through quickly what I built. I chose a Maquis Raider, 13 points. I chose Jabin, the Kazon Captain, which gives you +1 defense for 3 points. Repurposed Cargo Hold, so I could get a tech upgrade on the Maquis Raider, so that's 2 points. Class 4 Cloaking Device, Maquis Raider only. It's not your standard cloaking device, but it's actually a little better than the standard in my opinion. Then I've got a 2-point Kenneth Dalby, who's a repair card, and a 5-point Seska, who is a attack cancellation card. So it's probably going to survive for a few rounds just with that alone. However, you might choose to instead buy a more expensive ship that's more tanky, or build a ship which can steal upgrades if you're running Romulans that have a lot of upgrade cards. It's all up to you in the end. In terms of winning or losing, the protagonists must protect the freighter at all costs. So if the freighter gets destroyed by the Romulans, they lose. Now, if the Romulan destroys the freighter, then the protagonists may choose to flee the board if you're playing with rules that allow them to flee. However, that is still counted as a loss. If the players win, they may choose a 4-point Federation weapon upgrade. If they lose, they may choose a 3-point Federation weapon upgrade. If they are playing as Klingons, then they may instead choose a Klingon weapon. If they're playing as Romulans, they may instead choose a Romulan upgrade. And as always, if they have an ability which allows them to discount weapon cards, then they can choose a weapon card that is 1 point more, or the equivalent point more to the discount itself.